40 days of pre-trial detention. This was the decision taken by the regional court in Warsaw in a closed session in the case of Volodymyr Z. The Ukrainian man was arrested on the basis of a European arrest warrant. He is wanted in Germany and is suspected of damaging the Nord Stream gas pipeline in 2022. His defense attorney has announced that he will file an appeal. The stakes are high for the Polish judiciary because extraditing Volodymyr Z to Germany is a direct route to the Kremlin, where the Ukrainian could face a show trial and, as a consequence, end up in a Russian labor camp, from which he may never return. Volodymyr Z lives and works in Poland, where he has a family. The blowing up of the Nord Stream gas pipeline is widely celebrated in Poland. The pipeline funneled natural gas from Russia to Germany, ensuring both European dependence on Russian gas and funding the Kremlin's war machine. Extraditing Volodymyr Z would be an act of submission to Berlin and a sidelining of Poland's national interest by the Polish government.
Wolność dla Wołodymyra Norymberga dla Putina.
With these chants in front of the district court in Warsaw, protesters supported Volodymyr Z, who is being pursued by the German authorities on suspicion of destroying the Nord Stream gas pipeline. The Ukrainian heard the Polish court's decision to extend his pre-trial detention for 40 days. The prosecutor requested an extension of the temporary detention for a period of 100 days, but the court decided to extend the temporary detention for 40 days. The basis for the extension of the temporary detention are the provisions binding on Poland under the European arrest warrant procedure. The court fears that the Ukrainian will flee Poland because a year ago the authorities did not find him at his place of residence when they were conducting proceedings against him. The court also mentioned that Volodymyr Z has 2 passports. Ukrainian citizens are allowed to have 2 passports, and my client obtained them legally. However, this whole discussion since Wednesday has also raised objections because this is not the merit of the case, and it should not be a reason for my client to be remanded in custody or not, because this would amount to indirectly punishing him for being allowed to have 2 passports in his home country. Volodymyr Z's defense attorney admitted that the suspect could submit both passports to the court. The Ukrainian was detained on the basis of a European arrest warrant issued by the Federal Court of Justice in Germany. Unfortunately, the message coming from the district court in Warsaw is that Ukrainian citizens who are accused of actions aimed at helping their country and in the interests of that country may be held in custody in Poland during the trial. The suspect's relatives say that they will fight for his release. We are very tired. We are in shock. I believe that this sentence is unfair and we will do everything we can to ensure that my husband does not go to prison and that he can cooperate with the authorities and the court while staying at home with his family. The defense requested that he be allowed to remain free, that is, not imprisoned. The court did not agree to this. The hearing was held in camera. Today, the court is ignoring the fact that he has had a relationship with Poland for over 3 years, lives here, runs a business, and has submitted an application to purchase real estate. Despite all these factors, the court is of the opinion that Ukrainian citizen Volodymyr Z might leave Poland. The case in which Volodymyr Z is a suspect concerns the destruction of 3 of the 4 Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines, which took place 3 years ago at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. And importantly, more than 7 months after the outbreak of full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine. The gas pipeline connects Russia and Germany. In reality, Nord Stream was intended to make the European Union dependent on Russian gas. It was an economic tool in the hands of the criminal Vladimir Putin to bring the EU to its knees so that when Ukraine was attacked, it could not count on the support of these countries to help defend Ukraine. According to the German prosecutor's office, those responsible for blowing up Nord Stream rented a yacht from a German company with the help of intermediaries and on the basis of false identity documents. Divers were to have attached at least 4 explosive charges to the pipeline threads, and after the operation they would have been picked up by a driver and taken to Ukraine. If the Polish state does not show initiative, then this Ukrainian will probably end up in Germany, and in the future I would not rule out an exchange between Germany and Russia, because prisoner exchanges between the West and Russia do take place, and this Ukrainian, Volodymyr Z, may even end up in a Russian labor camp. Regardless of who actually blew up the gas pipeline, this situation is a test for the Polish state and above all for Donald Tusk's government, whether it stands on the side of the free world or on the side of war criminal Vladimir Putin, because the act of destroying the gas pipeline pipeline is a symbol of the clash between Western and Russian civilization. Handing Vladimir Z over to Germany effectively means handing him over to Vladimir Putin, because today Germany is acting as Vladimir Putin's waiter, whose task is to deliver Vladimir Z to Moscow for show trial. We cannot extradite Vladimir Z today. This is also the opinion of Poles who protested in front of the district court in Warsaw. This is incomprehensible to me, since he is here on Polish territory and should not be extradited to Germany. Tusk's government was established here to fulfill Berlin's wishes. The Germans have never been our friends. They have always been in cahoots with Russians. They took part in the petitions. They took part in World War II. From the very beginning, this government has been a Russian-German agency. In turn, a demonstration of solidarity with Ukrainian citizens took place in front of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines were supposed to supply Germany with gas and oil. Russia is now waging war with this money. Russia is now murdering innocent people in Ukraine with this money. Volodymyr Z is yet to be proven guilty of anything. If the Germans now have to decide whether to indict this man or possibly convict him, then let them show their solidarity with Ukraine. For years, Germany has been pursuing a pro-Kremlin policy, doing business with Russia and supporting each other economically. Successive invasions of wars have not prevented Germany from cooperating with Putin's Russia. The Nord Stream gas pipeline doesn't just cause Europe's energy dependence on its primary enemy, but above all, it finances war crimes in Ukraine. At one point, Radosław Sikorski stated that the Nord Stream 2 project was a new version of the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact. And the person responsible for blowing up the Russian-German gas pipeline opposed this pact.